Hi, my name is Vytautas. I'm architect from Vilnius. And before you heard a presentation by Agle, who is also currently my client. And well, because today I'm going to talk about actually the challenges and problems, so I actually have to choose my words carefully, I guess. So this is, everybody showed today where they come from. This is the view from my window for 12 years when I was at school. And that was before I got to know that it has kind of a name. 11-1-20-33/12. Later on, I went to study to Netherlands, to Delft, where I did my master thesis on my hometown and my home neighborhood, trying to do something actually quite edgy from the perspective of the inhabitant. So it's how to densify the neighborhood and do that in a maximum capacity while still keeping it reasonable and bringing in new typologies, new functions, and new urban structure. Later on, I came back and worked also with local communities and learned that it's not that easy to do even simple things. So today we collaborate with an NGO established by Vilnius municipality, and the task is actually more architectural, and so how to make the renovation kind of nice, you know, kind of architecture has been forgotten for so many years. It was all about focus on energy efficiency, facade insulation, and so on. But like architectural community was never really involved. And renovation projects are usually made through tenders where the main criteria is the lowest price. And then somehow not the most I would say, motivated people sometimes do the projects. So we talked together with our client, we talked about long-term versus short-term. And so in the long term, we can do a lot. New tender system, more flexible financial tools, because now financial tools are mainly for reparation, like repairing buildings, not really transforming them. And enabling building transformation with high quality design projects. Maybe there should be some typical projects, at least, some good ones. And well, but now we have to do something because we have high numbers. The communities have been convinced, but now we have to, you know, do something within a few months, basically, to improve the architecture, the quality of architecture. And that's where we're thinking about like design guidelines and what we can do in the short term. So renovation procedure, maybe in short. So community is informed, then they vote. Then there's investment plan, which is basically a bunch of lines and figures talking about like, okay, we're going to renovate facade, we're going to insulate that, but like no architectural design criteria is in there, and people are kind of blindly choosing what's going to be happening with their building. So then there's a tender for design and the tender for contractors. So we thought that this is the moment where we can actually enter with design guidelines. These should be like architectural quality criteria, design do's and don'ts, and all related to budget, regulation, structural constraints, engineering issues, because all that make impact on architecture. So we came up with this matrix for research. So we go through the themes, we go through the history, we go through constraints, and we actually have on the left side the main most popular types, typical projects, and then we have like the main tools, architectural tools we can actually put in use while still not going to the transformation of the building, but still keeping it in renovation, repair mode. And oh boy, this is quite a list of differences and different types and different series, and we only took like the most popular series, but they have so many different types. So what to choose? Okay, so once we have to decide what are the applicabilities of, let's say, design guidelines through all over the spectrum of typologies, we did some studies starting from the most popular ones, and then seeing what's actually the DNA of that kind of typical project. This is one of the most popular. Okay, so then we go through the typical unit, which is then repeated in different ways to make actual building. So there's like mirror versions, there's a bit slight modifications, and well, that's quite a lot actually. And then you see how they are combined. It's really like a DNA kind of thing. So we try to group them, yeah, then trying to kind of see the similarities and differences between different series and also between different types. So, of course, yeah, the buildings, they look alike, but once you actually try to understand them, they're very diverse. And okay, what to do with this scope? This like immense amount of material to process in a short time. So then we come back to our client and say, okay, what should we do? And then we decided to focus actually on the neighborhoods which are, for now, best in the renovation. You know, the people who are really willing to renovate, and maybe let's focus on those types of buildings in those areas. And so then we did that scan and really saw the figures, which are the types which are most popular, and then we stick to the three main types. Okay, so then we've got our types kind of more clear and more focused. Okay, and then, okay, one of the key tools we can apply are the balconies, for example. So we start with balconies. We know that from the amazing examples, the balconies can make huge transformations, but not really that all is applicable at the moment with all those regulations that we have, with all those financial means. So we see, okay, what kind of balconies in general could be made. And when we see the history of balconies, we see that, okay, the new buildings, they have kind of open balconies, but over the time, people tend to make them closed balconies. So maybe we should think about that. And distribution of balconies, can we actually just spread them, you know, with a free hand of an architect around and say, you're not going to have a balcony, but you will. So it's quite a difficult task. So yeah, this is just some of the studies we did only about balconies. And yeah, apart from the balconies, we also have frames and railings. These are some of the best offers we have, but how people can choose from them. We somehow need to help them. Windows, they can make a huge change for the building. The use of colors and materials. Are the happy buildings which have the most colors and materials? Very important. It's like, I know only one 9-story building in Vilnius which has made that. And if you have this opportunity to do that, please do. It's turning the trash room, like where all the trash would land, into an access for the elevator on the ground floor. It's very important. We should make it a standard. Fire safety regulations is when we see which are like still kind of theoretically working fire regulations for that building. It's basically a load runner game. If you've ever played that, you jump through the balcony, you go through your neighbor's balcony, you go down, and somehow you escape fire. So we also thought, okay, we have to come up with design guidelines, but unless we design it ourselves, how can we say someone how to do that? So we ran some just, different combinations of colors and elements and designs. Just sometimes maybe we can use even just a window enlargement to make it already look like a different building, or maybe we can just do something with the balconies and so on. So this is a working draft now, 9 architectural criteria, and so first is a new image. Somehow it has to look differently. Integration in the urban setting. We know all about that, yeah? Improving functionality. So sometimes there's not many tools we can apply, but more light, extra space in a balcony, for example. Rationality, no-nonsense design. Long-lasting, so high-quality designs, technologies, and materials. And there are budgets for that, but people somehow lack the knowledge that they can use better materials, in fact. Architectural integrity, so many elements, one language. Materials and colors, less is more. Universal design, so we should do that as best as we can with the tools we have at the moment. And of course, the best of all is the best is what is best for all. So it's about like community, empowering community actually to make choices and direct their renovation to the, not so blindly, but actually towards what they really want. Yeah, thank you.